In C production, Tullius went to work against Lee Mueller's hot Kastner Brophy-prepared TR6. Paired with the road rockets of B&C sports racing, the normal traffic problems were multiplied.
And I started out knowing that if I got stuck behind any of the slower modified cars, that I was going to be in a lot of trouble unless the other guys got stuck too. So I had to charge as hard as possible, and in doing so, I think it was about a third lap, I charged up to a corner and snuck underneath a Porsche 904, and he didn't see me coming, and we collided, and he spun around, and I in fact had to make a kind of a 360-degree U-turn all the way around and come back on the race course, and in doing so I discovered that some of my competition had gone off and left me by about 25 or 30 seconds.
Blasting back into contention, Tullius swept past a pair of Z cars into third place and aimed for the leaders, Mueller's TR6 and a mid-engine Porsche driven by Richard Hayes.
Fortunately, the guy that was leading the race in a Porsche was quite an inexperienced driver, and he knew that I was working at catching him, and he was working pretty hard to stay out in front of me, and in doing so he left the road several times, and it allowed that I could catch up to him. I was within about a half a second of his rear bumper when all of a sudden I came around a corner and everybody was stopped in the middle of the racetrack, which was a little unusual. I couldn't quite figure out what was happening until I was told that the communication facilities at the racetrack had malfunctioned in some way, and they red flagged the course, which means you stop immediately. Well, there was 5 minutes left in the race, and at that point I was a half a second behind, catching him by about a second a lap, so it follows that I would have passed him in the next lap. I've been racing a long time. I'm used to those kind of things on one hand. On the other hand, as a competitor, it's a bitter disappointment, because winning's the thing. What I might appear to be on the outside, I feel just the opposite on the inside. I'd like to win. That's the name of the game.
Lady Luck and a red flag put Tullius in second place.